Ground number one ticket holder, Warren Lilly. There's only one home of football in Geelong. Live, breathe, K-Rod football.
For Warren Lilly Central, land now selling.
Wallace at ground level, gives to Picken, hard up on the boundary, Picken to the top of the square, couple of dogs there, Botapelli off the ground. Get HBA goal today.
The athleticism on show of Marcus Bontempelli, if you do get a chance to check out the highlight of that. He was in a pack with 2 or 3 bombers where he reached highest and just was able to keep the ball alive, ball on the deck. He was able to react the quickest and just knock it through for a goal with the right boot. And it's got the Bulldogs with a 19-point advantage. And at the moment, if you look at live ladders, a foot inside the top 8, although you do have the Lions and the Eagles to come to round out round 19. Of course, we'll get the score from Collingwood Adelaide when that gets underway at the MCG in around 8 minutes from now. Before we get to Lee Brown for Goddings, for Fags Mitre 10, please, Heath Bucks some stats.
Yeah, great quarter by the Western Bulldogs. 7 goals, 1, but the Bombers, they had 9 scoring shots, Kingy 4 goals, 5. The Essendon Footy Club, they kicked exactly the same score in the first quarter at the same end of the ground, a little bit inaccurate. They got to within 1 point on a couple of occasions, but the Doggies had all the answers individually. 24 to Biggs, 20 to Hunter, 18 apiece to Dalhouse and McRae. Suckling 17 and a goal. Williams, Bontempelli had 15 touches and kicked 1 goal, 3. 15 to Murphy. Murphy kicked a goal in that third quarter as well. 15 to Wallace, 14 apiece to McLean, Roughhead and Caleb Daniel. For the Bombers, Zarakis 23, 20 apiece to Heppel and Hurley. Parrish 19, 18 to Goddard, 17 to Watson, 16 to Merritt, 5 goals, 3 to Joe Danaher for 14 disposals and 7 marks. Kicked his first 5th goal right at the start, boys, of that third quarter and didn't have a disposal after that point.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Bucky. Comprehensive on the Fags Mitre 10s. No total tool injury issues to speak of, although Orazio Fantasia did land a little bit awkwardly on his right ankle when soccering through a goal a bit early. But Lee Brown, a 19-point advantage for the Dogs, just able to get on top in a couple of key areas. Where did you see that they were able to sort of take the ascendancy away from the Bombers, and especially during time on?
Just their ball use, and once again, those players with speed started to stand up. Dalhouse and Murphy in particular in the front end started to get their hands on the ball. Bontempelli, although not super quick, he's super quick in the mind and makes really good decisions. Essendon just made a couple of crucial mistakes that caused turnovers and just allowed the Bulldogs to get some momentum back when Essendon had some momentum going through that quarter. So the Bulldogs, they're just able to make the most of it, hit the scoreboard, kick pretty accurately, which was really important throughout that quarter, and set up this game and should go on to win from here. And the stats say you get to 100 points first, you don't lose too many games.
No, absolutely. 15-10-100 Essendon, 11-15-81. Final quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman. Corio and Morn Ponds is where you'll find them. He's Ben Casamilia and K-Rock Footy.
So Bombers need the first, you would have thought. Bellchambers up, won the tap. Heppel tried to get it to the path of Parrish. Ball didn't sit for him, though. McRae farmed it to McLean, who got it to Suckling. He was wrapped up by Collier, though, from behind. Good tackle. Zaharakis goes in. They're desperate. Ball still in the middle of Etihad Stadium. Heppel tried to farm it out. It spills to Fantasia. He gets a hand pass to... Oh, great tackle. Dalhouse on Parrish wins the free. That was wonderful stuff. Bombers were away, but Dalhouse's tackle was wonderful on the boy from Winch. And they win the free. Now he just chips it laterally, basically backwards to Easton Wood, who seems to be really down on confidence. Goes down the line. Kick wasn't great. It was tended for McRae. It was stolen, though, by McGrath, who gives to McKenna, to Parrish, to Fantasia. Fantasia's got wheels. Long ball. Hooker best position on Young. Hooker best position marks.
He didn't play on.
This time he decides, I think he thought about it for a split second. He thought about playing on, then flashes of his third-term calamity crossed his cranium, and he thought, I'll go back and surely kick my second goal from 15 out directly in front.
Just nice body work, hit enough of the body and protected that drop zone really well to take a good mark over the back, and yeah, no chance of playing on there, boys.
So Hooker comes in, and he's missed.
He missed an easy one.
He got too close to the man on the mark, and he tried to kick the ball to Altona. So John Worsfold clearly not happy. And just a minor score. That would have been the perfect start for the Bombers. Golden opportunity missed. 20 out directly in front. Margin 18.
1-3, I think, Bucky now.
Yep.
As we get to half back for the Dogs, but it'll come back. No, Parrish's kick was smothered. McLean picked up the crumbs. Bontempelli just reefed a handball forward. Zach Merritt in the way, couldn't take it cleanly. I don't reckon he's right. Ball's with Hunter, gives it to McRae, dragged down from behind by Collier, but not before getting a kick away. Kelly came up and met it, handball over the top, got it to McGrath. Now Merritt into the middle of Etihad Stadium, and the mark is taken there by McKenna. Handball on the bounce. Zaharakis has got runners. One of those is Fantasia. Takes it now onto his right boot, sends it long. Danaher with a sit on Wood, puts the leg out, but couldn't complete the mark. Stuck his long legs out. Got separation, but as he dived back to take the mark, just couldn't find the Sherrin, and the margin is 17. So they're 11-17, the Bombers. 15-10, the Dogs. 2.5 minutes gone last quarter.
Suckling kick in, taken by Dale. He's immediately tackled by a couple of Bombers. One of those is Zaharakis. And the umpire will throw it up, point of the square, half-back flank for the Dogs. Bellchambers up, down, Zaharakis, flying kick out of mid-air, no good. McLean took it, gives to Liberatore. Liberatore to half forward, it's a one-on-one. Out the back, Dallas, who's been busy, got McKenna in his back pocket. He tries to get it out to Picken. He's got Bagley in his back pocket. Hand pass to Murphy, who's played forward. Stolen by McKenna, who gives to McGrath. McGrath's hand pass to the former Cat triple premiership player, James Kelly, who goes to the wing. He's got Laverne. Easton Wood up, did well, affected the spoil. Numbers at ground level, all with the Dogs. Roughhead, hand passes to Dale, back to McLean, and McLean can look to set him up from half-back.
He can, but his kick is poor. Heppel will take it on the bounce. Good skill to get it up to Parrish. Parrish back to Kelly. Kelly keeps a cool head and drives the ball. Nice ball too. Onto the chest of Hurley at true centre half-back. Just retreats back to the 50-metre arc. It's called to play on. So he brings it towards the boundary line, and Goddard has to stretch near the broadcast interchange gates. And he has gripped the footy and got it back of the wing, but he looks forward. It's very stagnant. The zone has been set up by the Dogs. Goes along the line, warning bell. Chambers, good stretch and mark. There's going to be a free kick for a hold. And it's going to go to the Dogs, I reckon. And just kept out of the contest with Roughhead, according to the umpire. Let's have a look. Oh, jeez.
Vince took it.
Yeah, there's not much in that. Roughhead lobs a kick. Past the wing, looking down there for a stretch from Dixon. Couldn't mark. And below from Bailey, Dale up for Picken, missed him though. Had a little bit too much on it. Goddard nearly missed Parrish. Stolen by Johannesson. Thankfully McKenna getting a hand in there to deflect it away. Knocked it to his own advantage. Gave it to Kelly, who gave it back to McKenna.
He did. McKenna showed some dash. Looping ball over the top. He and Hooker weren't on the same page. Did well, Cordy. Young comes through. McKenna followed up though. He goes off the ground. Was he legged? Has he had the legs taken from him? Umpire said no. And the Dogs avert the crisis through McLean, who got it to Roughhead, to Johannesson. He's high ball to the wing. Pickens there, so too Kelly. And Kelly just worked him under the Sherrin and took a nice contested mark. Broadcast wing. The veteran starting to find a little bit of the pill in this final term.
Goes back to Goddard, or rather Hurley, who's got it inside defensive 50, and then just a little shimmy got Murphy over the mark, and he's given away 50.
I reckon it's the second 50 he's given away for the game, Bob Murphy. Geez, Connor McKenna's been outstanding again. So the 18 disposal has been very good.
Hurley drives it looking for Laverde. McRae got across in front, was brought to ground. Umpire said play on. Williams was there, or Dale. It was Dale. Now to Picken, to Johannesson, who wants to turn on the afterburners. Runs around one, now two. Has a bounce and then drives a kick looking for Wallace. Haven't called a lot of him this afternoon. Had the ball knocked away from his grasp. Ball's in the hands now of Laverde. Goes backwards, and they've just opened things up with a man inside defensive 50, Bagley. Bagley's got the footy, who sends it wide to right half back, and Merritt can load up from the city side of the ground.
So they're controlling the footy but not really gaining metres. Merritt's on the half-back flank, goes inboard. That's a good kick. If it gets to Goddard, it does. Goddard can handball to Parrish, releasing. He's got time to run his full measure to half forward. Danaher's in the best position. He just nudged Wood under the footy. Danaher, he could kick this. He'll wheel and go. He'll kick from 50. It's just a 7-iron. Will it float back? It won't. Minor score, so they're peppering the Bombers, but they cannot get that elusive goal. Margin back to 16. 11-18, 84. The Dogs are 15-10, 100. Harvey Norman, fourth quarter.
5 goals, 4. I've got that as Bucky for Joe Danaher.
Correct. 8 marks, 15 disposals. Kelly's had the 4 touches in this last quarter, been very quiet until the last turn, just 9 for the game.
Henderson drives it to the outer side, looking out there for Bontempelli, front of the pack now. It's with Hunter. Hunter snaps a kick over his right shoulder to the wing, bouncing ball. Gleeson did okay to get a little palm on it, and Goddard got collared by Bontempelli. Bontempelli went flying through the air in laying that tackle. Goddard kept his feet, looked spectacular. No harm done. Goddard will concede all the way back onto the chest of Hurley as they try to now open up the broadcast side of the ground. Here's Kelly again, seeing plenty of it. Lovely how Cream comes to the top in the last quarter. Heppel, Short and Hartley.
6 now to Kelly.
Hartley with the footy. Drives it inside 50, and Stewart basically unmarked. It was a wonderful ball from Hartley.
It was. He spotted him in that little zone.
Swings onto his right boot. Goal square. Where's Danaher? Hamlin Hanger contender. Third in the queue. Judged the flight of the ball better than everybody else. Took the mark and can go back and have a shot on an equal career high 6th. And with taking the mark just inside the square, he's just sent straight back to the top, and he'll go whooshka and make the margin 10. Puts it into the corporate boxes. A career day for Joe Danaher. He's got half a dozen, and I've run out of room on my team sheet. And they're back to within 10, 12-18-90. The Dogs 15-10-100. 8 minutes gone, final term, thanks to Harvey Norman.
We think if they're going to win, he probably needs to kick 8 or 9, boys, and he's well on his way to that. Easton Wood just need to be better in that aerial contest. He's the third man in there. He just jumped too early and was already coming down when Danaher was going up.
Well, they've moved for Wombat Gully. Looks like Wood's gone off. Danaher and Cordy's gone to him. They don't really, not few sides do, but they just don't have an obvious matchup for Joe Danaher.
No.
So back in the middle, Bell Chambers up. Roughhead did well. Got it down to Bontempelli. He's injected himself into the middle. Goes to half forward. Kick okay. Well taken by Liberatore in front of Kelly. Wheels around. Hand pass wasn't great. That was chopped off by Kelly, who gave it to Parrish, who gives to Tip and Woody. Afterburners go on. Johannesson Henderson in his back pocket. Has to go back to Zaharakis. The old 1-2 back to McDonald. Tip and Woody. Inside 50. Kick not great. He wanted hooker. Was chopped off by Wood, and they might be able to hit him on the counter.
Murphy bangs it long, and Dullhouse is in acres of space. 60 from home. Dullhouse lowers the vision, and into the pocket he goes for Dixon, who marks 47 from goal. Actually, Bagley now brought back to about 45, but this is Tory Dixon's sort of area.
Total tools, not good news for the youngster. Lewis Young just coming from the field. I'm not quite sure exactly, Kingy, what's wrong with him. We'll keep an eye on that.
Thank you for that, Bucky. This just to stop the momentum of the Bombers. Margin is 10. It was 19 at three-quarter time. Tory Dixon kicking on his 4th this afternoon. Important kick. Maybe an important kick in the context of the Dogs season. From 51. Gives it everything he has got. They'll compete on the line. It's off hands. And it's through for a behind. Margin is 11.
Just lost a bit of their run, the Bulldogs, haven't they? They were fortunate to get that one back from a turnover, but just Essendon outrunning and outworking them at the moment.
Well, they are. They've been able to sort of switch the footy around. So Hurley's kick is a good one to Watson, who's now goes outside defensive 50 over the top to Bagley. Now Bagley not sure what to do. In fact, he kicks it back into the back pocket, where he's got Gleeson, who goes across the face of his own defensive goal back to Hurley, and they're gaining possession but not gaining metres because Kelly's now got it, but he's still deep inside defensive 50. You chip it back to Hurley, and they're going absolutely nowhere, the Bombers. He goes wider back to Bagley, who was there moments ago. Now it's outside defensive 50 and Goddard. So they're controlling the footy, but they're still miles from home, and the Dogs just pressing over now. So Goddard forced to just go down the line, bangs it long. He wants Hooker up the back. Hooker nearly marked, didn't go up for it. It nearly landed in his lap. Bontempelli, though, emerges from congestion. Silky smooth, gets it to Johannesson.
He does, but Johannesson fumbled, time to recover and then deliver for the skipper in Murphy. Murphy, kick and a half from home, drives it long, top of the square, wants a fly. Kelly flew for the Bombers. Out the back was Hurley, a handball on the bounce. It'll elude Hartley. Cloak comes at him. Gleeson's there. Handball misses its target. Slick hands, finds Webb, and he's missed an opportunity. Lucas Webb Got a handball from Liberatore, and he should have done better. Margin is 12. Don't know what they're teaching him in the TAC Cup system about shooting on goal.
Didn't teach him that.
No right foot is what hurt him. He just had to take those extra 3 steps to get back onto his left. And Goddard now chips it to James Kelly, and he'll go back to Goddard. So he's in his own defensive goal square. Goddard plays on, gets onto his left. Long ball. It's a 2-on-2 out there. His Bellchambers did well. Front position. Can he hit them now? Goes long to half forward. Stewart should have the height advantage on Biggs. Biggs did okay though. Affected a spoil without giving away a free. Spillage taken by Picken to Roughhead. Sweeping long handball to Murphy, the skipper. He'll have one bounce. No, he won't. He'll just go long. Inside 50. Up goes Webb. Couldn't mark. Hartley at ground level. Myers it was. Hand pass to Zaharakis to Parrish. Working through the middle of Etihad Stadium to Watson. He'll want to release. He was too slow, Watson. Goodness gracious me. He was deer in the headlights sort of stuff. And that was a golden opportunity missed by the Bombers.
Picken to Daniel, now to left half forward. That could really hurt. Hunter bangs it long. Wants a mark down there, won't get one off the hands of Bagley. Gleeson was there to help out Hurley. They repel again, the Bombers. Hurley to Gleeson. Gleeson on his non-preferred left to high ball. Hooker's going to have to mark here, and he does over the top of McRae. Shared it by hand. They look to run. Collier. Stewart. Back by hand to Hooker, back to Stewart. Stewart takes on Wood, did very well. He's got to deliver it precisely to Parrish at centre half back. That's what he does, and then Parrish sends it to right half back, out of side to Kelly. Kelly's got McDonald tipping Woody further down the line. He marks, other side of the logo, out of side wing, and then bang inside 50 to Danaher. The man on the mark will stand around 42 metres from goal, and Joe Danaher has a chance to go back and kick his 7th, which would be a career high.
Starting to get that extra number in the overlap with their ball movement now. Essendon Bulldogs just need to hold strong and defend hard. His height advantage they got in the front end is certainly helping Essendon though. Massive
kick for Joe Danaher to make the margin 6 points. He gets underneath it. It won't actually have the distance. It's uncontested. Roughhead has marked. I think Essendon thought he'd have no worry making the distance. And, well, most of us would think that. Pickett sends it long, and that's a wonderful mark by Bontempelli.
He had a 3-on-1 Bontempelli. If he didn't mark that, that ball was whizzing back inside forward 50 for the Bombers. But he stood tall. That was great stuff. Well, he's a class player. Handballs to Young. Young's too slow. Gone. Goodness gracious me, took all day. Picked his pocket. Merritt. Long ball. Danaher. Best position again. Danaher. Oh, Cordy did well. Affected a spoil. Roughhead over it. He's got it underneath him. How will the umpire adjudicate? He releases rugby union style. Cordy slaps it out. Daniel. Hand pass was smooth to McRae, and they'll get out of trouble.
They will. And now Johannesson can run and go. He has one bounce. And then he delivers a long ball towards left half forward, stretching his Webb. He's on his right side. He's a left footer. Has to cut back in though with his non-preferred right. And it wasn't bad either. And the mark is taken. Is that Liberatore underneath that? It is. He's got it 45 from goal now. Family history tells us this is right on the measure. So he handballs up to Johannesson, steps around Kelly, then to give a handball back to Cloak, now to Liberatore, bangs it on the boot and sends it through for a behind. Missed to the right. Margin 13, dare I say it. Handy point. 15-13, 103. Essendon 12-18, 90. 15 minutes gone, final term. The Dogs, after 7 goals in the third quarter, Benny, 3 behinds.
Hurley goes long, Goddard up, couldn't mark out the back though. Heppel swoops on it, gives to Goddard. Goddard goes long, all alone lurking is Watson. Will it stay in the field of play? It has one bounce, he finds it, he's a metre in from the boundary. He goes with a kick, he's kicked it out on the floor. Well, he thought he was Peter Dacos there, Joe Watson. And he went with a banana, and he didn't have anything on in fairness, but he kicked it out in the full. So a couple of calamitous efforts for Joe Watson in the last couple of minutes, and resultant free goes to Biggs.
Biggs a high ball to left half back, no mark in the contest. Kelly tried to knock it towards his own advantage, instead just knocked it out of play. And really puts Jackson McRae into the photographers, and we'll get a boundary throw in. 48,754, Benny. How does that compare to the previous biggest between these two?
Yeah, it's 26 more than the previous biggest crowd.
Boundary throw in. I knew you'd be all over it. Roving is McRae. High ball, the half forward. Big fist from the Essendon defence, but it's rode by Hunter. Stumbles to ground like a cat. Gets back to his feet. Then shrugs off Kelly. Just got his kick away and kicked it towards centre half forward. Wanted Picken. Goddard ran interference. Did enough to worry him out of it. Picken time to recover. Daniel was sweated upon by Zaharakis. Commando roll by Collier out of the pack. Bagley, it's now open for Heppel, and Danaher's in behind Cordy, Benny.
He will go in that direction, front position. Danaher, Cordy did well. He did well. Dog fans love the defensive effort of Zane Cordy.
Two big plays from Cordy in this quarter, isn't it? That aerial ball does look super dangerous out the back, though, Danaher.
I reckon Grandpa Spider would have been happy there.
Why he wasn't on him earlier is staggering. So throw in. Still inside forward 50 for the Dons. Bellchambers tries a Paddy Ryder to Robbie Gray sort of thing. It comes out in the back to Myers. Flying shot at goal. Danaher in the square. Can he get a foot to it? Not sure he did. Is it over? He got a foot to it, but had the ball gone over through for a rush behind beforehand. We'll have to go to the videotape.
I think he missed it, Benny. I think he missed the ball.
The reaction on the ground.
The umpire is suggesting that it's a point. I think Danaher saying to his teammates that
it's a point.
He doesn't get his foot to it before it goes over. Does the whole ball have to be over?
Yeah, he didn't get his foot to it at all, Benny.
Okay, so it should be a minor score, but you never know. Margin back to 12 if that is the case. 103 playing 91, and we're waiting, and it is a point. So it is. So 6 minutes remaining, Kingy. The Dons trail by 12.
Suckling to himself and then long, but he's put it straight down the throat of Danaher. Too far out the score. Gave it up by hand to Merritt. Merritt will take on the man chasing with a bounce and then send it to the top of the square. Wants a fly from Bellchambers. Had too much on it. And Cordy again. Just a couple of handy involvements from Zane Cordy. Playing just game 26 of his career. Remember, game 11 was a premiership. As he goes short into the pocket. Oh, Fantasia! Can't hang on to a Hamlin hanger or head over the footy. McKenna. Wallace came hard the other way. He'll be slow to get up the Irishman. Myers a handball. Zaharakis. Parrish just needs to kick the goal and can't. He actually doesn't score.
Boys, you're not going to win the game with Tom Bellchambers playing full forward. I don't care how tired he is. He needs to ruck out an extra 6 minutes and get Danaher forward. They can't win the game with Danaher in the ruck and Bellchambers playing full forward.
Yeah, good call, Biggs. Resultant free, goes outside. Defensive 50, Heppel up over the top. McLean, ball spills to Wallace. Wallace hand pass was okay, but McRae's got a couple of bombers tackling him. One is Parrish and he'll win the free. Geez, I'm not sure about that.
Not when the game's balanced like this.
No, in the back and little Tiki Touchwood chips it sideways to Daniel. Daniel down the line, that's okay. To Webb, Brownie's man, Webb. I want to get onto the left.
Spider?
He looks inboard and goes to back to Daniel, who'd run on. So he's just forward of the wing, the little man, who wears, he's smaller than the old salad section of the Scottish supermarket. He goes inside 50, up goes Cloak, couldn't mark. Ball spills to Fantasia, to Kelly, who's had a heap of the footy in this final term. They're trying to work back through Fantasia, through the middle of the dome. He goes with a spiral. Not sure that was a great kick. Stewart over the back, did well, created a contest, found it on the ground, broke the tackle, handball to Collier. Collier this way, that way. He should get a handball. He does. He gets to Fantasia. Fantasia snap around the corner is a goal. They did it the hard way. Margin is back to 6. 15-13, 103. Essendon 13-19, 97. 20 minutes gone. 4 minutes, 19 seconds of game time remaining. And we have got the close one here at Etihad Stadium.
Well. What about the bounce? Going straight towards the post and made that little right angle turn to go through the big sticks. Got a game on our hands now. Bulldogs have come to a stop. What have they scored? 3 points for the quarter.
They have. And Collingwood has jumped Adelaide at the MCG 3-2, playing one straight.
Total tools. He came from the field too, Fantasia. They just located a finger.
The roving done by Heppel. Handball to Zaharakis. Just heard a voice and it was Parrish on the outer wing, but he fumbled at the inopportune time. Roughhead juggling the ball on his back. He couldn't take it and Parrish stole it off him. Zaharakis, Heppel, back to Zaharakis. They'll go inside forward 50, the Bombers. High ball, looking for a mark. Oh, Cordy.
It was a free kick anyway. It was a good mark, but it was a free kick against Stewart. Kingy
for a hold on Young.
In the back, yeah.
Young's got it, had a bounce, and then a handball for Bailey Williams, who's got to take it on the bounce and in the right back pocket. He'll send a long ball, but he'll just put it down the throat of Hurley. And Hurley's got the footy and goes short to Goddard. He didn't have the carry. Well done, Picken, getting across and marking.
The three players he had at centre half forward. He had Heppel, Laverde and Parrish, and he decided to kick it 8 metres. Not a great decision from Hurley. Picken will go down the line to one-on-one. A crucial one-on-one. Bagley did well. Merritt at ground level. Farmed a hand pass to Hartley. Back to Bagley. Look out, you're gone. You are gone. McRae wrapped him up, wins the free. Hold the ball. Didn't see him behind, lurking. And McRae just forward of the wing. Slow play though, he couldn't move it quickly. He'll want to get onto his left, he does. A high sort of wafting ball, not great. McKenna. It's going to be a free kick against McKenna.
He didn't need to do that.
Just the inexperience. He had his hand over the shoulder.
Oh, it was a
Of Bontempelli. The free kick was certainly there. It was just inexperience from the Irishman in terms of not understanding what he can and can't do, and he just went up with one hand on the shoulder and realised straight away. Danaher had actually marked the ball, and unfortunately he's gifted an opportunity to the man you don't want to gift the opportunity, Marcus Bontempelli.
6-11 from set shots this year, Benny.
He's kicked one goal coming in this final term. He kicked from about 40 metres, and he's kicked that one. 7-11. Open all day. And Marcus Bontempelli restores a 12-point margin for his team. 16-13, 109, 13-9, 19-97. The Bombers. Harvey Norman, Brian Warm Ponds, fourth quarter scoreboard, thanks to K-Rock.
Yeah, big-time player, isn't he? A lot of pressure. Just needs to go back and kick the goal, and certainly took all that pressure on board, goes back. Good routine. Unfortunate for the young Irishman. He was trying to do the right thing, and unfortunately just that hand goes over his shoulder.
So 2 minutes 24. You'd have to think,
well,
odds against.
Unless you're St Kilda. Danaher doing the ruck work. They need him forward. He'll palm it down. It was a skew with bounce, so it'll come back and be reset. Does any time come off the clock? Well, 2 seconds have just come off the clock that probably need to be put back on. Could be crucial in the final wash-up. Danaher from the ball up. Tap down Roughhead. And the roving Bontempelli. Inside 50 go. The Dogs again need a mark. Can they get one? Out the back of Picken and Bagley. Rolling ball. Picken wraps up Bagley. He's got to knock it out. He's got to get it moving. The Bombers, they can't. And we're going to get a ball up in the right forward pocket for the Dogs. 24 minutes almost gone. Final quarter for Harvey Norman. 16-13, 109. 13-19, 97. Any score will probably be enough for the Dogs to hang on and pick up win at number 10 and go for the moment back into the top 8. Out of the pack, Bontempelli. Daniel, just a quick snap over the shoulder. He might have kicked a goal. The Dogs will win. The Dogs will win. And they're back in the 8. Caleb Daniel with a snap in the right forward pocket. And judging by those heading for the exits, they know this one's over. 17-13, 115. They were challenged in this last term. The margin back to 6 points, but they've responded. Essendon 13-19, 97. And Caleb Daniel kicks his first of the afternoon.
And another goal from stoppage inside forward 50 for the Dogs. We saw Liberatore get one in that third quarter, and Caleb Daniel on that occasion. A nice finish, nice snap over the shoulder.
So Bontempelli's been crucial in this final term. A couple of goals and a clearance there. I mentioned earlier, Kingy Cream rising to the top. Bell Chambers has gone back into the middle finally. Too little too late now. Heppel was wrapped up in a good tackle. Biggs took the spillage, gave to Dalhouse, who's been busy. His hand pass to the wing to McRae. Back to Dalhouse, the old 1-2. And he'll just look to hold onto the footy, and does, because he backtracks, kicks it backwards to Hunter, who marks, and they'll just try to run some time off the clock. It matters little. They're going to win anyway, but there's a minute 30 remaining. Now Hunter just kicks it sideways to Ronnie Biggs, and he marks just in front of the Western Bulldogs interchange. Down the line, see your players, ball out the black. Who'll be there? You guessed it, Bontempelli, who want to get onto his left. Great kick to Johannesson. Marks, runs into the open goal, and Johannesson kicks his fourth. He's kicked one at every turn. And just the vision and the skill execution of Marcus Bontempelli is something to behold. and the Western Bulldogs will win their 10th game of season 2017. 18-13, 1-2-1, Essendon 13-19-97.
We touched on it before the game. The teams in the last month, 2 months that have put time into Johannesson have shut him down, and he's had no influence. Once again, he's been given a bit of a free rein today. He's kicked 4 goals. Been a big player.
Yeah, he certainly has.
He said signing a new deal was a big weight off his shoulders as well. Don't know how much that was bearing on him, as well as obviously the niggle he was getting from opposition teams. But
if it was a big factor, Kingy, you just sign it when you think it is a factor, don't you?
Yeah, I would have thought. Rough head in the middle. Putting the tap down. McLean coming off the wing was taken high by Goddard. And Goddard gives him a bit of an ear massage. He's not going to be 50 as well. And 50, and Bontempelli is into Goddard. And this margin might blow out to 5 goals in the end. There was 6 points at the 22-minute mark, and then Bontempelli, Daniel Johannesson with goals and a chance to put the icing on the cake for the Doggies, who will be in the 8, replacing the Bombers. They'll get a little bit of a percentage boost. It'll just come down to what the Eagles beat the Lions by this afternoon as to whether they'll be 9th going into round 20 or 8th, the Western Bulldogs. Next week, it's the Brisbane Lions at the Gabba for the Bombers. It's Carlton in a must-win clash with the old rival at the MCG. Toby McLean had 27 last week. Shot on goal. Starts at left, works it back. And they're going to win by 30 points. And look at them go to Brendan Goddard. 8, 9, 10, 11 Dogs in the face of the number 9 from Essendon and letting him know all about it. Look at them. They are into him. Roughhead, the chief protagonist, he's dragged away. He points to the scoreboard. There's no love lost between these two. 127 plays 97. And there's a tick under half a minute remaining in this clash.
So they should go to him. It was disappointing from Goddard, but there's not one player in that field, Benny, that you'd scare you out of bed if they came into your room. Who's there? There are not many scary characters out there.
Jason Johannesson's hair's the closest thing. It's the good old-fashioned dunny brush it is. So back in the middle, Bellchambers slaps it to Parrish. Final moments of this game. They might get it to half forward. Comes back to Merritt, who gives to McGrath. McGrath goes wide, who goes to Heppel. Heppel back inboard, a high ball. Where's Danaher? Can he get a 7th? Hooker's there, so to Collier. He couldn't mark. Dogs defence, stands firm. Out the back court, he's been superb in this final term. Wallace gets it to Suckling. Suckling round the corner. And there is the final siren. The reigning premiers stay alive in 2017. They are back in the finals mix, thanks to a 30-point victory.
Of season 2017 in front of a ripping crowd, a record for the Dogs and the Dons at Etihad Stadium of 48,754. It is the Dogs getting home by 30 points. The goal kickers for the Dogs: 4 for Johannesson, 3 for Tory Dixon, 2 for Webb and Bontempelli. Singles for Suckling, Murphy, Hunter, Cloak, Liberatore, Roughhead and Daniel. While for Essendon, there were 6 for Joe Danaher and 2 for Fantasia. But the Dogs won the day, win number 10.